most time. Just letting the beat run. All right, yo. We back again. What's going on? Got a few people in here already. I got like about 8 people already. All right, so we can get to talking. Who we got? Daniel Edwards. What's up, man? Daniel Edwards said Carol Rosa refusing to finish Bethe. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that, of course. Marcus Bell, what's up? BP, Tabitha Ricci versus Oliveira. Tough to call, but I'm gonna have to lean towards Ricci early on. Young Mar, what's going on? Mark, what's up? BJ, BJ in the building. You know BJ gonna go live too later on tonight, so we're gonna take the party over there, man. Cause I know BJ got to smoke some people out over there for sure. I mean, we do it, we do that too, but I mean, he's definitely got some stuff to say over there, man, for sure. So BJ from No Filter MMA, gotta subscribe. Gotta subscribe to him for sure. But all right, y'all, we got a few people in here. We can go ahead and get started early. Yeah, man, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another live stream. Got some WMMA topics, a lot of stuff to talk about. Probably try to get it all in less than 2 hours like we usually do. So let's go ahead and get started, man. First, I want to talk about this Bellator card. I feel like a lot of people missed this one, Bellator 267. We had 3 women fights on there, so I want to go back and kind of recap them real fast. Got to give the ladies some shine. Bellator 267 had Leah McCourt and Jessica Borga, that featherweight fight. I was looking forward to that one, and I want to give you my thoughts. But first, I want to run back on these 2 undercard fights for Bellator. I don't know if y'all familiar with this strawweight Chiara Pinko. Chiara Pinko, I've been looking at her. She's a bit of a submission artist. She quick on her feet, working her way towards well-roundedness. But her fighting at strawweight in Bellator, I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen next with her. Chiara Pinko fights at 115 at strawweight, but there's not really a division in Bellator, right? So real quick, let's look back here. First off, Chiara Pinko, she was able to submit Katharina Delista in the first round. I mean, wasn't much of a fight. I mean, right away, Katharina, she tried to punch her way in and go into a clinch, and Pinko, she just made a quick escape, tried to keep the fight at a range. Delista, she wanted to continue to try to press the fight on the inside, so Pinko, she finally clinched up with her, pulled guard, came down on her back, and she just brought her guard up. And less than like 3 minutes, she was locked up in an armbar, and Delista had to submit. I mean, she had to tap. So it was just a quick win, quick, easy win for Chiara Pinko, just showing her levels on her jiu-jitsu. Somebody wrong rushing her. She just went in, pulled guard, grabbed that arm, and that was it. She just tapped her. And another quick fight. There's another flyweight fight on this card. I seen Elena Caliendo fight a few times. Caliendo, so I had to check this fight out. I follow her on IG. And she was taking on Petra Kaskova. Another quick fight. Petra, she went in there, caught one of the kicks from Elena and took her down. Elena went in that side control, reversed that position, and they went back to their feet. Elena locked up. She tried to lock onto the head of Petra. Went back to the ground. As soon as they went back to the ground, she locked up for a leg lock, locked it in, got the heel hook, and made Petra tap. So real quick fights. I mean, they were just like, put them together. It was probably like 5 minutes total. You know what I mean? Less than 5 minutes for those first 2 fights. But yeah, that main event, Two Beats, what's going on? He said Leah McCourt was schooling with the jab. Yeah, let's talk about that fight real quick. Let's go ahead and jump onto that main event here. Leah McCourt, Jessica Borga, I ain't gonna lie, BJ, I expected a little bit more myself, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. I can't believe she holds a win over Manon Firo. Like, I gotta watch their fight side by side and see like who's evolved more. You know, we gotta kind of go back and see what was the deal in that fight. I don't know. We might have to do a round by round of that fight. Manon Firo versus Leah McCourt. It was a close loss. You know, so that's something we might have to do. But Leah McCourt in this fight, you know, she did what she was supposed to do. You know, Jessica Borga didn't really offer too much. And I was kind of feeling like Leah McCourt had many opportunity to get a submission win or even get a knockout win, because Jessica Borga was really just coming forward in this fight. I mean, if you go back and look at the first round right away, Borga wanted to press it to the cage, and she was trying to close distance and out-muscle McCourt. But McCourt, you know, the ground is her thing. You know, she quickly just switched that up, took it to the ground, and she was controlling top position. Even on the feet, you know, I think McCourt was just busier, not too effective at a range. To me, it was just really her inside work that was doing the damage on Borga and just kind of taking away Borga's energy. I don't know. Borga don't have much of a gas tank. You know, I don't know. You could agree, disagree if you saw the fight. Jessica Borga was kind of just going through the motions. But in the second round, McCourt, she started throwing more jabs, throwing more 1-2s. And like I said, it kind of seemed like it was something she was just working on. You know, her strike is not her best suit, but it was good that she was pumping the jab out. I mean, if a fight is coming forward, it gives you a chance to work the jab. You know, it gives you a chance to work on that. And she did get a trip in the takedown as soon as they went back on the inside. And again, this is where she really bags rounds. You know, she's just controlling on the ground, and just keeping that top position, just out muscling Borga. Not much in like ground and pound, but she was just really trying to out muscle Borga. I mean, back on the feet, Borga's not really moving her head. So once again, you know, she's just getting tagged with McCourt jabs and McCourt right hands. You know, basic stuff though. You know, Borga, she's getting the jab off. She's getting another takedown just to end the round, just to keep it going. So she was pretty much just striking her way and fighting her way to an easy, simple win. You know, cautious win. That third round, yeah, like you said, two beasts. McCourt was just pumping jabs out nicely, outworking, just outstriking her. I thought Borga was going to be like a swarmer in this fight. You know, I thought she was going to press the action and throw more punches here, but she was really just following McCourt around and just eating these shots. You know, I'd say there was one point in the third round where Borga did close distance and landed a good right hand. You know, she did crack McCourt with a hard right hand, but she never really followed up. Like, Janae Harding, you know, landed some good shots on her. So I was like, the blueprint is there. You know, McCourt's defense isn't great from a range. You know, you can get on the inside if you cut off the octagon and you throw some good round shots, you know, like some hooks. But if you just, you know, walk forward, you know, she's just going to throw a basic 1-2 down the pipe, you know. So it was a simple win. I had a 30-27 from Leah McCourt. Did what she was supposed to do. I need to see a little bit more from her, you know, seeing that she's in the featherweight division amongst these girls like Pam Bam and who else here? We got Pam Bam, of course, you know, even Jessie Mealy, Arlene Blinko, you know, just a mixture of all those fighters. I think all of those fighters do possess better skill set than Leah McCourt. I mean, that ain't no knock to her. I mean, she's still working. She's still getting better as a fighter. And I mean, she is willing to, you know, try and work on her weaknesses in a fight. So, you know, I can't knock that, you know, but I think that her striking is still a suit that needs to be worked on. It's a little slow, needs to be a little bit more snappy. You know, not everybody's going to come forward and just be an easy target like that, you know. BJ said McCourt looked amateur. Daniel Edwards said McCourt needed rounds. She's a judo throw and submission threat, so keep girls respect at that level. Don't ever see her beating elite, though. Yeah, I mean, we can go down the list, too, right now while we're talking about it. Let's pull up the flyweight division. Let's pull up the featherweight division. Yeah, BJ, Borga, to me, didn't really offer much. I know she's unranked, but to me, she just didn't really offer much as far as pushing Leah McCourt. But let's look at the rankings here. and we can kind of see who is really going to be that test there. Hold on, let's pull up Bellator's featherweight rankings here. Where are they at? Young Mars said, have you watched the fight with McCourt and Manon? Yeah, I've watched it. Most think McCourt got a gift because Cage Warriors loves her. The comments are roasting her bad. Yeah, I did. I watched it like a few months back, and I had Manon winning the fight. You know, it was a split decision, but I had Manon winning that fight. And we'll probably watch it here one day together, you know, because I've seen a drastic change, you know, like since they've gone different directions. Manon Fio's flyweight, and Leah McCourt is 145. You've seen them go different directions, but who seems to be making more improvements? You know, Manon's UFC, McCourt's Bellator, heavier weight, but Manon seems to be a little bit more coming out of her shell into a dangerous, dominant fighter. Whereas Leah McCourt, even for the Bellator caliber, I think that's going to be a tough job for her to face some of these featherweights and win, you know, and give them a tough fight. Hang on, man. This Bellator website taking forever. Hold on. I'm just trying to pull it up so we can go through it. But let me see. Mark said, did Megan Anderson sign with Bellator? I thought I saw something about it. No, she never really said anything about it. Like she just said she signed a contract, but she didn't say if it was a gaming contract, fight contract, modeling contract. You know, she didn't really say. BJ said McCourt Melee would be good, but the other would smoke. Melee would be a tough fight for her. Like Melee would not be holding back. Melee's pressure would be a problem. I think the only issue would be if it got to the ground. You know, I think McCourt is a little bit slicker on the ground, and she's a little bit more fluid. I think that would be the tough part for her, for Jessie Melee. But I think Jessie Melee would fare well even in top position because I think she's a little bit stronger. I mean, Janae Harding, she about got her out of there, didn't she? I mean, she did. Let's be honest. But she kind of fell into that. What she get hit with the up kick, right? Yeah, she had got hit with the up kick in that fight. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Featherweights. All right, so just looking at the rankings here. Well, Leah McCourt is already number 5. Never mind. Dang. Damn. How did that happen? I mean, yeah, she beat number 7. She beat Janae Harding, but how did she get to number 5 that fast? Okay, we got to talk about that. Like, she's amongst the elite now. Leah McCourt is amongst the elite. And, like I said, I ain't turning this, and we ain't hating or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, this is a dangerous place to be. You in there, you surrounded by Sinead Kavanaugh, Leslie Smith, Kat Zingano, Arlene Blencowe, and for number 5, she fought a unranked fighter. I would have liked to seen her in there with Talita Nogueira or Jessie Melee. Pam's number 10. Yeah, Pam's number 10, and then all the way up here, number 5, you got Leah McCourt. So she's already in the midst of it, man. So ain't no time to work now. You already in there. So you gotta make sure you ready for the Kat Zingano's and Arlene Blencowe's now. I don't know, man. Arlene Blencowe, if they make that fight next, or Leslie Smith, I have to favor them, man. I like the fact Leah McCourt was, using her jab well in the fight. But I just seen a few openings in there that I think some of these tougher girls are going to give her problems, And then you got to think of the champion already. I mean, the champion, ain't nobody touching that champion. I mean, Chris Cyborg is like same as like we say Valentina in their division, There's her level, then there's the rest. I don't know. What do y'all think, man? Leah McCourt's number 5. What do y'all think? Stamina, what's up? Mr. Lee said, like BJ said, he says, let's go. Young Mar said, bro, keep Cyborg away from Leah. That would be bad. I mean, for as long as we can, they're going to have to do it for as long as we can. But eventually she's going to have to be taking her on. And she right there. So, hey, But yeah, good. You know, it was a good win for stay busy fight for Leah McCourt. Like I said, worked on some basic things. I just think Jessica Borger didn't really offer much on the ground, so she was just there to be taken down. Even at a distance, the range fighting for Leah McCourt was just, you know, pop, pop, simple, pop, pop, jab down the pipe, right hand thrown in. And even then, like I said, they weren't really like damaging shots. You know, it was like a moment for her to work. You know, maybe she was just trying to work on her boxing a little bit. You know, she does, I think she works with Katie Taylor a little bit. I don't know if they're on the same management, but, you know, I've been seeing them together at a few of Katie Taylor's fights. So maybe she was working on her hands a little bit. But yeah, everybody else, I think, above her right now, you know, they hit hard. You know, these are hard hitters like Leslie Smith, Kat, you know, big, strong wrestler that somebody's going to be tossing you. Arlene Blinko got a good mixture of, you know, the kickboxing, ground game, fast, athletic. So at number 5, she's probably going to be lined up with one of them next. Even Pam Bam, I think, you know, would give her a fight and possibly win, you know. I won't say possibly, you know. I'm not just speaking from a Pam fan, but, you know, I think Pam Bam could definitely give Leah McCourt another, another L. But there's a lot of work to be done. I'm just saying, there's a lot of work to be done. Young Mar said Arlene would probably stop her. Very much, yeah. She's got the tools. She's got the tools to. Definitely. But overall, it was a good card. Michael Venom Page, you know, he got a split decision win over Lima, right? After about 2 years. Nice little winning streak. Got his redemption in a way. I know he probably wanted to score a knockout, but hey, you know, that's how it go. So I gotta go back and watch some of his fights, man. Them things is like highlights. You know, all his stuff is just highlights. So, but yeah, let's jump over here to the UFC now. So Bellator 267. You know, if y'all don't know, you can check the prelims out on Bellator's YouTube channel. You know, for the people that are always looking for free fights on YouTube. For the people that like to dislike and say, oh man, like you ain't supposed to fight. For y'all that want free fights, for all the moochers, you know, just go to Bellator's YouTube channel. For all y'all freeloaders. That's for the freeloaders and that's for the freeloaders. Just go to YouTube's Bellator's YouTube channel and look at the prelims. If you want the main events, you on your own. I ain't posting them. All right, so let's go back to Saturday night. Real quick, Stephanie Edgar too. Stephanie Edgar on Saturday night, she scored a second round TKO over Shanna Young? Is that her name? Yeah, Stephanie Edgar. I only seen her fight like a few times, you know, out of the UFC. Then I saw her this is her first win in the UFC. Good win, you know, decent win for somebody, you know, like Stephanie Edgar that's unranked. You know, she went in there and pretty much made a good adjustment to Shanna Young's style of just trying to bum rush her, you know, just rushing in and out. And eventually she caught her timing down. You know, if you look at the first round with Stephanie Edgar and Shanna Young, both trying to really establish their distance, and they were missing a lot early on. But I say it was Edgar who looked a lot sharper. You know, she was able to get off a right hand every now and then when Shanna Young, you know, would step in. You know, the thing is, Shanna Young's very in and out, taking big leaps. But Edgar, she really had to take that initiative to just kind of measure the shots. You know, Young punch her way in. And then, you know, Edgar would go in and clinch her, and she would take the fight to the ground. You know, she would take the fight to the ground. So I thought Stephanie Edgar was a much more effective fighter in this one from the jump, from the first round. You know, she was landing hard elbows, good ground and pound in the top position. So she was showing she was the stronger fighter, you know, throughout the first round. Then she picked it up where she left off in the second round. Edgar, to me, I think she's a pretty decent striker. It's Shanna Young that was very predictable. You know what I mean? Like, she was using her speed, but at the same time, it was just like she was taking these big leaps that you can just time. And that's eventually what Edgar was able to do. Young would like to step in and out, and then she would just punch her way in. And then eventually Edgar just took full advantage and takes Young back down, gets her right back in the same position, and starts landing that ground and pound. And man, like, she was landing some hard shots. And this is when like, it's over for a fighter, because she cracked Shanna Young with one elbow, and like, Shanna Young, her reaction was just like fold, like it was like a shot that just, how you play fight when you were kids and you get hit with one shot and your reaction is to, okay, timeout, that's it. That's kind of how her reaction was when she got hit with that one elbow. Just one singled out elbow hit Shanna Young in the head. It was like, that's it, and the ref saw that. Some people thought it was premature, but no, like, that reaction was like, I don't want to play no more. That was basically, I'm done, timeout. I don't want to play no more. So it was like one of those elbows. So it was a good win for Stephanie Edgar, her first win. Shanna Young, she's coming off of that layoff, having a baby. I just still think there's still a lot of room for improvement for her. I kind of consider her in that realm with Sarah Alpar. As a matter of fact, Mark, you were talking about that earlier. Sarah Alpar, she's been cut, just in case y'all don't know, along with Emily Whitmire. So, you got to step your game up. You could wind up in that realm. So I need to see some more improvement, patience from Shanna Young. As far as Stephanie Edgar, I think she did a good job against this level of opponent. Defense is something I think that Stephanie Edgar needs to work on, and there's a couple moments where Shanna Young did try to weather her. I mean, she tried to weather the storm, but she was getting hit with some shots from Shanna Young. So, the higher you get in the rankings, tougher and harder the strikers are going to get, Let's see. 2B said, watch some MPP highlights. Yeah, definitely. Gordon Morris said, is Liz going to fight Velasquez or Alima lay next? I have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing. Stamina says some of us don't even have the option to actually pay. Julian Ramirez, what's up? He said, what do you think of Sabina versus Marina Agapova? Actually going to talk about that tomorrow, but I think that's going to be a good stand-up match. I mean, there's going to be some hard kicks thrown in that fight. Sabina Mazo, I think she's more of a economical striker. She picks her shots, but when she unloads, her head kicks are vicious. Maria Agapova, she's like a volume hitter, good tie clinch, good attacking to the midsection. I could see Maria Agapova initiating the work. I could see her pushing it, but I see Sabina Mazo playing the counter hitter. Maybe falling behind, because sometimes she'll do that. She'll fall behind, and then eventually she'll come back and, take you out. But it's going to be a good fight. I don't see that going 3. Rhonda, what's up? Rhonda said Kat has a fight booked. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Kat. Mark said Edgar looked better this time. Yeah, I want to see her fight a little bit more, because we need some new blood in the bantamweight division for sure. Marcus Bell said that stoppage for Young could be an early stoppage, but Young wasn't defending. I didn't think so. Like, I thought it was, but I saw her reaction to how she kind of just was like, she just kind of folded when she ate the elbow. So, when you see that reaction as a ref, it's like she's telling you something. You know what I mean? Like, her reaction was like, oh, that hurt. Like, I'm done. That's the reaction I got from when she ate that elbow. George, what's going on? George said, yeah, they cut Sarah. Yeah, man, that's up, man. Rhonda, I don't know. I've been asking that. If you just started coming over here, Rhonda, I've been asking that question forever. Who has Aspen beat to be number 3? Your answer is as good as mine. I've been asking myself that question for a while now. I've been asking myself that question. I've been asking y'all, but nobody seems to know. 2B said my story goes way back. I went legit and paid for Hulu at one point to watch a particular show. Only to learn I needed a higher tier for it. Ever since I said no more money for them. Hulu's got a lot of the stuff I like. A lot of stuff I need. Young Mar flyweight. Mazo and Agapova was at flyweight, so that's a good flyweight fight. Yeah, Sabina Mazo, man, if she could just be consistent. Like, if we get more active fights with her, man, she'll be a killer at 125. Eventually, I'd like to see her and Manon fight or something. Okay, so let's talk next fight on this card. Let's talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about Karol Rosa. Let's get Karol Rosa. Let's get this Karol Rosa topic on. Let's talk Karol Rosa and let's say farewell to Bethe Correia, man. Shout out to Bethe Correia, man. This fight pretty much went the way I thought it was going to go. Karol Rosa, she's one of my threats in the bantamweight division. She's tough, she's strong. I think she's growing as a fighter. She's got a good foundation. She's very, very strong, very planted, and good inside game, outside game, ground game is decent. She's kind of what Ketlen Vieira could have been to me. If Ketlen Vieira had better hands and better, just better range, better at keeping range. I think that Ketlen Vieira could have been like that. She's a little bit bigger too, but I think that that's kind of what I've been wanting to see out of Ketlen Vieira. Being a well-rounded fighter, not just has a ground game, but can throw good straight shots. But Karol Rosa, she's got that, man. Karol Rosa, she's got that good basic jab. She knows how to reset. She keeps her hands, in the same position. They're always like right by her chin. She's always protecting her chin. She's throwing leg kicks. She's not stingy. You know what I mean? Like, Karol Rosa is not stingy with it. And she wasn't in this fight. Bethe Correia, she's not a fighter you can just like knock out unless you got a Holly Holm kick, or if you just bum rush her like Ronda Rousey did. You know what I mean? So if you're just on the outside of the range, you can win a fight, but she's still going to be there. You can pick her apart. Bethe Correia, always a brawler, always a boxer. She'll throw a leg kick here and there, but her game is hands. She's more of a hand fighter. But yeah, Karol Rosa did what I said. Good basic punches, kicks, body shots. The knees, right up the middle in the tie clinch. For 3 rounds, just for 3 rounds. I know some people wanted a stoppage, yeah, but I think Karol Rosa was just showing her level of being patient and cautious, and she just wanted to show her skill set. She just wanted to get 3 rounds in. It's kind of sad to watch too. You know what I mean? Because like Karol Rosa said, she's 26 and she's from this new era, and then you kind of have to go in there and retire the 38-year-old fighter. And Bethe Correia, somebody that you've seen, somebody from your country, somebody that you've seen as you were pursuing your MMA career as they were coming up. I think, that can kind of be heartbreaking a little bit, because when they got into that 3rd round and, Karol Rosa was just teeing off on her, I was kind of feeling bad for Bethe Correia a little bit, just because it's like, man, like, it's the end of an era. It's the end of an era. And you see this fighter going in there that just doesn't have the timing anymore, and they're just kind of passing that torch off. So, shout out to Bethe. Like, I was never like a real big fan, but I've always watched her fights though. She's fought the best. How long has she been in the game? 2012. So from 2012, she first got into the UFC back in 2013. And yeah, from there, like, she hasn't really had any cream puffs. She's always fought the toughest. Win or lose, she she's been in there with the toughest fights. Let's go down her resume here. Let me pull it up here real quick. Mark said Rosa looked sharp. Thought she could have ended it. Yeah, I think she held back. Maybe she just held back because she was a legend. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she was just holding back because she didn't want to do her like that. To be said, instead of the subjectivity that constantly surrounds TKO stoppages, a person should tap. If you can be about to pass out from a choke and tap instead, then you can tap the strikes. Yeah, like Joanna, right? Yeah, you want to tap the strike. So yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, here we go. So, yeah, let's look at Bethe Correia's resume throughout the years. You know, she's taken on, her first fight was Julie Kedzie. That was way back, like 8 years ago. Yeah, Julie Kedzie fought Jessica Mendoop. She beat her. She beat Shayna Baszler. She was running through them 4 horsemen more. Yeah, she was running through the 4 horsemen until she came to Ronda Rousey, and that was kind of like how they built her up. You know, she debuted against Julie Kedzie, beat her, and then took out 2 of the horsemen, you know, Ronda Rousey's friends, and that's kind of how they built that story. You know, she beat them 2, undefeated, battle of the undefeateds, took on Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey took her out in like 30 seconds, you know, and from there, you know, she was just in and out, like LW. But she took another loss to Raquel Pennington, beat Jessica I. Had to draw Maureen Renault, another fighter from that era that's retired now. Lost to Holly Holm and Irene Aldana back-to-back. Then she beat Sarge. That fight had me surprised. I thought Sarge Eubank could have pulled it out, and that's where I was kind of getting disappointed in Sarge, man, because Sarge did not come to fight that time. I was like, or she came to fight Betch's fight. I was like, what's going on? You know, so Sarge, that was her last win about 2 years ago, and she ended her career with back-to-back losses to Panty Kens and Kara Rosa. You know, but overall, man, she, you know, was a tough fighter, never touched the belt, you know, never got into that top 3, you know what I mean, like, and held it down for that long, but, you know, not everybody's going to be that, that elite fighter. You know, she did put on some good shows, like I said. And, you know, at this point, she was probably like, I'm just done, you know. Even when she missed weight, you know, I couldn't even get mad at Bethe Correia for missing weight in this fight, you know, because this was it, right? So, yeah, Kara Rosa, definitely a threat to 135. And I got a couple others I'm looking at that I think are going to be the next ones that kind of take over that division, like Julie Avila and Macy Chiasson. I know that Kara Rosa and Julie Avila were supposed to fight at one point, but they got that fight canceled too, I think. Yeah, they were. So, yeah, shout out to Bethe Correia, you know, wishing her the best, you know, after leaving this the world of MMA. Hopefully she finds something else to you know do. Maybe keep her occupied. Maybe she could become a trainer, open a gym, whatever, or do something else. You know, hey, there's BKFC. You know, I think Bethe Correia would fit in the BKFC a little bit. Yeah, I do. All right, so. All right, let's talk about this. TJ said all the Casey ONeill fans are going to disappear like Ruiz fans soon, and for the same reason. I don't know. I think Casey ONeill is different than Ruiz. I mean, she could very well run into something like Ruiz did, but I think she's a little bit different. I see a little bit more in her, but there's still work that needs to be done. But anyway, let's talk about her. All right, so Casey ONeill went in there and TKO'd Antonina Shevchenko. She took it to her. You know, started off as a good competitive fight. I think that Antonina Shevchenko had her moments. But what did I say in my discussion video I did a few days ago? You got to get the respect, right? You have to get the respect to that opponent. And if Shevchenko could not get the respect of a fighter like ONeill, then you're not going to win. Pretty much, it's pretty much set 100%, right? You're not going to win until you get the respect of ONeill. Like, ONeill is a fighter you either have to knock out, or if you don't have the power, you have to get her respect eventually, Because everything that Casey ONeill is doing, I'd say it's everything right now that's a danger to Antonina Shevchenko. She was a little bit of everybody that beat her, because Antonina Shevchenko just does not have that authority when she gets in there. She just doesn't have that authority, and she doesn't have that aggression that she needs. She's got the technique, yeah. And that's what everybody was disagreeing with me about. They were saying, okay, Antonina has more accomplishments, and, she's a world-class striker and she's a world-class boxer. Okay. How is she as an executioner, though? How is she as a fighter? How is she in a fight? Like, you can have like a 12-time Golden Gloves champion in boxing, but if you get into a street fight, somebody that's just a good street fighter will dust them. You know what I mean? Because they're a fighter. It's not about being technical, and it's not about a point system here. You know what I mean? And like, Casey ONeill takes it in her hands to say, forget your game plan, forget what you stand for, forget your accomplishments. I'm a fighter. My whole thing is to come in here and press the action, and it's about violence. It's about violence and beating you down. So Casey ONeill's mindset is perfect for this division right now. Her mindset is perfect for the division, and it's what a lot of divisions need, honestly. When it comes down to it, I think Casey ONeill, people get this is where I want to say, look, there's hype and there's just real, and I'm bringing you the real, man, because what I'm saying in Casey ONeill is everything you've seen. But if you try to say, oh, well, she's not that good technically, okay, but what is she doing here? Okay, like, what is she doing here? Like, what about her mind state? Antonina, again, has all these accomplishments and this technique, right? But what is it doing if you don't have the fight in you? What is it doing if you don't have the dog in you? Huh? So, you have to kind of find the balance there. You have to find the balance. And a lot of people don't want to take that time. They'll just say, oh, that person ain't nothing. That person's overrated. Okay. But what are they doing that your favorite fighter's not doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? Okay, this person here is calling people out. This person's in here disrespecting. This person in here is whooping tail. You know what I mean? And they want to fight. They're being dominant. So whether you like her or not, you have to admit that. Now, is she, again, technically, does she show better technical skill than like Manon Fiorot? No. Does she show the same type of ground game and clinch control like Taylor Santos? No. Does she have a controlled IQ in a ground game like Miranda Maverick? No. But she does have good wrestling, and she does have good, decent jiu-jitsu. There's some things that she can learn that can definitely make her a threat, because the one thing that she has that all these other fighters don't have is that killer instinct and that pressure. I mean, right now she's more toughness than she is technique. And that's what people have to study more on, like what being tough is and what being a fighter means, and not just a technician in there. You need to have a balance. Manon has a balance. So that's Casey ONeill's real game. I think that should be her real goal. That should be the goal she goes for next, is the balance. She's got to balance it out. Gary Baldwin said, no one here believes Casey will be champion. Not right now. Not right now. I think she could be a threat, but I can't jump ahead and say she has that stuff, that it factor to be champion. She has the it factor to, wipe some girls out. But, Marco said, I think Casey ONeill has an outstanding ground game, but her striking is very suspicious. A better fighter than Antonina with better striking than defense. I think goodbye. ONeill's 8-0. I agree. Definitely, I agree. Yeah, definitely. So let's break it up though. Like I said, let's talk about what she does good. Like what she does good and what could get her far, but what could be her downfall. So we know the stuff that could get her far on the level she's on right now is her hunger, her toughness, her pressure, and her pace. Like really nobody fights at the pace she does right now. You know what I mean? Like she really goes in there and pushes the action. And I think that's what really makes a lot of the girls that she's fought, even outside of the UFC, a little bit flustered, you know. So she has all of that, and she has the right mindset to say, you know, I don't care who you are, you know. Oh, your name's Shevchenko, well, you're not Valentina. You know what I mean? Like she will say stuff like that. Matter of fact, that was Young Mar who Young Mar sent me the IG thing. The IG story. Let me go ahead and post that up. I know that's going to make some people mad, but I mean, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. Hold on. Give me 1 second here, man. Hold on. Hold up. I know I saved that picture. I think Young Mar knows what picture I'm talking about. I'm going to put it up here just so y'all can see it. Because, I mean, this is the type of stuff that, you know, not just eggs you on as a fighter and builds you up, but it also gets in your opponent's mind and your next opponent's mind. Hold on. I don't think she didn't make it, but I think some IG channel called Stupid MMA did it. That's their name, Stupid MMA. Hold on. All right. Okay. So while this is downloading, like I was saying, she has a lot of the stuff that some of these top 5s, top 10s don't have, and that's what's going to get you there, right? And she does have technique. You know, she's a raw talent that just needs to kind of mold this stuff out. You know, there's some things she needs to mold out. Like ground game is good. You know, it's decent. Her strength is good. But I know like her approach, her striking, you know, she can get hit. She can definitely get hit. We've seen her get, you know, hit with like Antonina with some good counter shots. And eventually when you fight somebody that's got the same hunger as you, but they got the technical side, they will sleep you. You know, they will put you to sleep. So that's something that we know is going to have to be part of her game plan now. Okay, you got Antonina out of there, but for the next fights, you know, the defense has to be worked on and the striking. And the one thing I will say too is she could kind of be like Mackenzie Dern. You know, she could kind of be like Mackenzie Dern where she might take an L. Like she'll probably take an L. I can see her taking an L, but she's not the type of fighter that's going to quit after taking an L or just fall down the ladder. You know what I mean? Like there's some other fighters out there that just can't seem to get it. Like they just can't seem to get it and say, oh man, like this is what I need to work on. You know, there's some fighters out there that just don't seem to get it. Like you need to do this. You need to work on this, but it goes over their head. But I think Casey ONeill, like very much possibly she could take a L. But according to y'all, when somebody take an L, it's over. But it's never over. You see what Mackenzie Dern is doing. So I could see that path kind of working out the same way for her. Like if Mackenzie Dern can take the time out to humble herself and say, okay, let me get my weight right. And let me hook up with Jason Perillo, get my striking right. Then, hey, I can make some changes to my fight game. Look at me. You know, I did this, I did that. And now look at me. I'm in the top 5. You know, so somewhere along the way, you might see Casey ONeill take an L, but there's going to be a learning experience. That's why she needs to be in there with one of these top 15 fighters, because she ain't going to learn anymore from the unranked fighters. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to learn anymore from the unranked fighters. So you did your 3 wins with unranked fighters. Let's get you a top 15 opponent. All right. You stop 3 fighters and you're making it look easier. And you're advancing, okay? Skills might not look the same way, like I said, like some of these girls like Manon or even like Jennifer Maya. But you got dominant wins. Let's test you out against the top 15. All right, so let's get you in there with Roxy. Roxy, that's a good test for her. And if she was to go in there and lose to Roxy, it doesn't necessarily mean that's bad. You know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad fighter. That just means you probably need to work on such and such. Again, when Dern lost to Ebos, that wasn't the end of the world. When Dern lost to Ebos, that just said, hey, you got to work on your striking. You know what I mean? You got to work on your striking. You got to work on getting your weight right. You got to work on your strength. It was just a moment of clarity where you had to say, oh, this is what needs to be done. So not Mackenzie Dern, but Casey ONeill could very well be in that same type of boat. Where, she runs through a certain level of fighters and then she meets one fighter that wakes something up in her, and then eventually she's going to say, well, this is what needs to be worked on. And when they run with it, only good things can come from it. That's just my point. So yeah, she's got the stuff, but not at all. Like, I can't even put her in my triple threat yet. No. I'm not putting her in the triple threat. So TJ said, y'all go on and ride that hype train till the wheels fall. ONeill versus Manon needs to happen. Nah, not yet. That fight don't need to happen. If Manon gets by Mayra Bueno Silva, Manon needs to advance. Casey ONeill needs to fight Roxanne to test her skills. And yeah. I mean, you gotta do more than just say, oh, I'm looking at the person because they're undefeated. Talking about a hype train, you just can't ride a hype train and say, oh, this person undefeated. Oh, I'm jumping on. You got to look for what that person does right in there and what's getting them there. Like Casey ONeill what she lacks in skill, she's got more of than any other fighter, which is, like I said, everything else I talked about, But the thing is with ONeill and Manon, why would you want to make that fight? That doesn't prove anything. They're both prospects. You don't match prospects up, TJ. You got to let them get their path and get to the top 10. Like, Manon is close to complete to me. Manon has the skills and she has what Casey ONeill has. So why would you want to make that fight? You want to take that type of skill and put it in there with a Andrea Lee, eventually a Jennifer Maya, eventually Caitlin Chikagan, or Jessica Andrade. Casey ONeill needs to be tested against Roxanne, maybe even Miranda Maverick. If that fight is out there, she needs to be tested against some of those fighters. Because if you let them fight and Manon gets her out of there, you just messed up two potential prospects. So that ain't gonna work. Marcos said, I believe Mackenzie Dern will beat Marina Rodriguez. Yeah, you mean Marina Rodriguez. Yeah, Karina's Invicta. We're going to talk about that, though. Let me see. And, okay. Manon. 2B said Manon, someone in my triple threat who stopped less than great competition. You fight who they give you. Is that absolutely? She needs a lot of work, right? Yeah. So, all right. One reason why she's not in my top 3 or be in my top 4 is because of the lack of skill there. That's one of the reasons that I can't put Casey ONeill in with those top 3, Taylor, Miranda, and Manon. It's because she's got everything else, like I said, that toughness and that pressure, the violence, but she just doesn't have that whole well-roundedness of skills yet. You know what I mean? Like, as far as her approach. Everybody else, they approach the game with more of a mindset like, I got to kill, but at the same time, I got to be smart about it. You know, they don't bum rush too much. You know, Miranda doesn't bum rush. Manon, she doesn't bum rush. She dominates you, but she's not like leaving herself wide open. You know, Taylor Santos, she's dominating with her inside clinch work, her strength, and her ground game, but she's being smart about it. You know, so let's just say IQ then. Let's just put IQ there. I think Casey O'Neill's, her IQ needs to be fed. You know what I mean? The IQ needs to be fed to a point where she's starting to be a little bit more methodical with her pressure. You know, a little bit more educated with her jab. That's just where she kind of separates herself from those three right now. I think from what I've seen from those three, they can advance faster. Like Casey O'Neill, she could probably get to the top 10, but it's going to be a slower process. And like I said, I could see her taking an L along the way to help her grow, because that's how open she is to get hit. Because Antonina Shevchenko was touching her. Antonina Shevchenko did touch her a few times. Could have possibly won that round if it wasn't for them 2 takedowns. You know, Antonina probably could have won that first round if Casey hadn't taken her down 2 times, right? So I think that that's not a big separation, but yeah, that's a big part of it on why I can't say she's part of that, you know, she's part of that realm or going to make that a quadruple threat. But Erin Blanchfield, I think she's closer. Like, I actually think Erin Blanchfield is a lot closer because her skill set is higher, you know, and she has what Casey O'Neill has. Like, I think Erin Blanchfield can very much well make it to that quadruple threat if she gets another couple of fights and we see what she looks like, because I think her skills are much more controlled and well-rounded. But yeah, Casey O'Neill, definitely not a knock though. Like, everybody's got to work on something. Like, everybody has one good strength, but eventually they find out they have to grow. Again, Mackenzie Dern, one of the best examples. You know, she's great on the ground. If she touches you with her right hand, she can drop you. But eventually you got to be polished, you know? And that's what it comes down to with Casey. You got to be polished. See, Manon, she's older too. You know, Manon has a bit of age and experience, more maturity level there. So Manon is, she is that fighter I can say could be in that top 10 or top 5 or challenging for the belt before Casey O'Neill, because it shows in her performance. You can still see in the performance of Casey O'Neill that she's growing. You know, she's still growing and she's still young. So there's still going to be a lot of learning there. But the best way we're going to see it, man, is that we see it tested against Roxy. You can't put Casey O'Neill in there with Manon. No, Manon is her own, man. Manon got to get it. Manon's ready, man. Manon, if she gets by Mayra Bueno Silva, she needs to fight the veterans. She needs to keep taking on the veterans that's going to get her to the belt. A Casey O'Neill fight is not going to get Manon Fiorot closer to the title. You know, fighters that already have it, they need to be pushed the right way. So that's just my point with that. So no way. TJ said, can Casey O'Neill beat Maverick? No. Not in my opinion. She can't. I don't think she can. I think Maverick is strong, and Maverick will meet you in the middle. And Maverick striking is much more polished. It's much more polished. I think Maverick's striking is better. I think her body attack could wear down on Casey O'Neill. Could she beat De La Rosa and Barber? I think she could. I think she could beat De La Rosa and Barber. I think De La Rosa has a better chance, though. I think De La Rosa probably could beat her, but I think she could beat Macy Barber. I think she has activity and high volume in a chaotic style that could probably get to Macy Barber. As long as she don't get caught. I mean, she got to take it straight inside. But out of those three, I would say, yeah, Moran. I would say Barber would probably be the one she'd have a better chance at beating. Mark said Junkie win poll has Dern 68. Surprised me. I think it's 55-45 Dern, but can't pick a definite winner. Dang, man, why is everybody counting Marina Rodriguez out, man? I mean, I know everybody gonna say it's her ground game, but what happened in the Amanda Ebos fight. You know, it's all good though, man. I like both fighters. I'm gonna hit y'all with the breakdown later this week. I mean, in a couple of days or so. Savage, what's going on? So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential there, but before I can put her in this with this 3 here, I got to see a little bit more. Like if she handles Roxy, if she gets the Roxanne Modafferi fight, and she goes in there and dominates like Taylor Santos did, then we might be clear for takeoff, man. We're gonna be clear for takeoff. We'll be like, okay, she's all right. I mean, she's good now. I mean, as far as what the energy she's bringing to the table, but I still think the energy's so much more invested in both, like the killer instinct and the skills, and my triple threat for sure. So KC versus Roxy would be good. I hear people saying they want KC versus Miranda. That's prospect versus prospect, but hey, I'll take it. I'll watch it, and I got Miranda in that fight. All right, so Antonina, though, I'm not gonna spend too much time. I'm just say this: Antonina, I think she just got a lot of work to do, man. I don't think if she stays, I think she got a lot of work to do if she's gonna stay in this game. I personally think that Antonina continuing to fight on, I think it'll just get worse and worse. I think the fights will just get worse and worse, man. Like, we should just start losing. I think her momentum is dying down. And being in the same division, as Valentina, it makes there's no real clear goal for her. Right? There's really no clear goal for Antonina Shevchenko. Like, are you gonna fight for the belt if you got to the top 5? Not really, right? So I don't see much there. Like, I don't see much there for her. If she wants to take a crack one more time, make it 135. Maybe fighting at 135, you can revamp that division or something. I don't know. Maybe she need to be fighting Carol Rosa at 135 or something. Oh man, that would be killer though. She's tall and long. Maybe she needs to be at 135. I don't know. I mean, again, like when people throw the accolades at me about what she's done in other sports, I'm like, yo, this is MMA. You know what I mean? Like, just because let's say if I was boxing champion, I ain't gonna say, oh man, like he gonna kill every guy in MMA. No, not at all, man. Y'all know that. Like, people keep saying, oh, she's a Muay Thai champion. She did this, she did that. But it's not translating to MMA. It's just not. Savage said Casey needs a hard fight that will push her to the limits. She may still win, perhaps, but she needs to be in more fights where she needs to expand her game to adapt to fighters. Yeah, I think Roxy would be one. Like I said, man, if she loses one, I'm definitely not counting her out. Like, if she loses one and she fights hard in it, I'm definitely not going to count her out. Yeah, Gary Baldwin. Yeah, Manon's coming with a long career. Wrestling, her jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, karate. Manon's she's got years in the game. She's, like I said, she's the prime age for this game. Mark said, what's your strawweight triple threat? Strawweight triple threat, Amanda Lemos is definitely in there. Amanda Lemos. Let me see. Dang. That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to say. Amanda Lemos. Can I say Verna Jandaroba? I'd say Amanda Lemos and Verna Jandaroba, potential threats for the top 5. I would say Jandaroba, Lemos, and Mm. Dang. I would say Loma, but she's kind of small for the strawweight division, and she's not as complete. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for like complete fighters. I think Verna and Lemos are in there, but I get back to you on that. I know for bantamweight, it's probably Chason, Rosa, and Avila. Savage said, "What happened in the Amanda fight? Ebos fight IQ went down 1,000 points, but I'm still excited about the fight. I still got Dern, but if Marina keeps it standing, watch out." Dang, man, don't nobody got Marina, man. I like Marina. I like Marina Rodriguez. I like Dern. I'm not giving my pick yet, but yeah, I'm not really hung up on Pinheiro and Bays yet. I need to see some more work from them. Dang, man. TJ said Antonina ain't no 40. Antonina is not no 40 years old, man. She's like 36. I mean, she can hang it up, but you talking fight years. Okay. Yeah, well, you talking fight years. Yeah, I mean, I got you there. But I mean, I thought you just trying to be funny, talking about she's 40 years old. Come on. Stamina said when Shevchenko got signed, the talk was that once she becomes number one contender, Valentina would drop the belt, move up. Ideally, they both be champions, but it's not working out that way. Nope. Gordon said Antonina should consider bulking up for bantamweight. I think so. I mean, like, if she want one more crack at it, I think she just needs to be bantamweight. She needs to move up. Let Valentina stay where she's at because she's dominating flyweight. Savage said Casey ONeill talks about being tired in the octagon but still winning. Yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Roxy's different, though, man. Like, I still need to see Casey ONeill if she got what they have. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if she's got what Casey ONeill don't have what, like, Viviane Araújo or Santos has to really, really press Roxy. Roxy going to be tricky, man. I'm telling you, Roxy's hands are going to be tricky for Casey ONeill. And that's going to be the test. Like, is she going to get by those hands? That is going to be the test. TJ said, I'm talking fighter. Oh, yeah. Gary Ball said, who's better fighter, Lemos or Firo? Ooh. I'm gonna say it's about even. I think their skills are going to get them where they need to be. I have to say it's about even when it comes to them two. Maybe just because. Let me see. No, I'm gonna have to say. Man. I would say Firo just because I seen her work on the ground, but she's lower ranked. I seen Firo do some work on the ground, and I might give Firo the edge here. I'm gonna give Firo just a little bit of the edge, but I'm just kind of looking at where they're both standing in their rankings right now in their divisions. But I mean, when it all comes down to it, I love the striking of Lemos though, man. But if I wasn't gonna be blinded by the striking, I like the well-roundedness of Manon Firo. But they're both threats for the division right now, for sure. Lemos even more so, just because their division is so much more competitive. Lemos is more of the threat, but Manon, she definitely could be a threat. It's just that we've seen, Valentina dominate time and time again. Casey will get hit with Roxanne's choo-choo train punches. Hey, them punches ain't no joke. I'm telling y'all, Roxanne's striking is not great, but it is effective and it works. And that's the test. Like, that's the test. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you get by that, we'll start talking. And that's another point. Like some fighters, like I said on my list, the triple threat, they can get there a little faster because of the well-roundedness they've shown. You know what I mean? Like they've shown more shades of being a complete fighter and a smart fighter, where it might take some fighters more. It might take some fighters more. Like Casey ONeill, before she can become that part of that threat, she's got to show more. Like she still hasn't checked off that IQ box. You know what I mean? Where it's like you seen her make adjustments in a fight, and boom, you know, she had to really work her mind to get a win. Whereas I seen Miranda outside of the UFC, Taylor Santos in and out the UFC, Manon in and out the UFC. I seen them girls like really, really work it and show shades of a complete fighter, even on their level. But yeah. Let's talk about this too real quick. Let's jump to the next topic now. All right, Miesha Tate and Aspen Ladd. I ain't gonna spend too much time on this because I was gonna drop another video here, just kind of going in on it. So Miesha Tate, after Aspen Ladd missed weight, after she missed weight this past Saturday, her fight got canceled because Mace Chiasson didn't want to fight her. You know, she was just like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do this." Miesha Tate, she responded back to one of Aspen Ladd's tweets. So Aspen Ladd had said this on her tweet. She was like, "To all those that have believed in me," and she put a long paragraph. You know, at this point, sounds like a broken record, but her fight's off. And, you know, she went in on the issues with the weight. She said she did everything, but, you know, it came down to her period. She didn't make any excuses, and she apologized. So Miesha Tate bombed back on Twitter. She said, "It's one thing to miss weight. It's another thing. It's another thing to try and cheat the scale and use every excuse in the book to not weigh in properly. Everyone saw you cheat and still came in a pound over. I bet you were every bit of 139. Wow. Dang. Miesha Tate is going in, boys. Okay, okay. So again, she said, "It's one thing to miss weight. It's another thing to try and cheat the scale and use every excuse in the book to not weigh in properly. Everyone saw you cheat and you still came in a pound over. I bet you were every bit of 139. Wow, man." Then she said this, because she wanted to cheat the real scale and she knew it, she checked beforehand that she couldn't explain why the pound suddenly disappeared when she got behind the curtain she could grab onto. Wow. Okay, so okay, my thoughts. All right, you know, we know Aspen Ladd, she got on the scale the first time in her clothes. You know, looked like she was fully geared up. I don't know if she got in with a hoodie and it was like she already knew that she wasn't gonna make weight, so she got on with the sweatshirt and the like the jacket, the pants, and everything, and, you know, tried to weigh in, missed weight, so they did the curtain, and as shaky as she looked, you know, she still missed weight, and yeah, backstage they said she didn't do the digital scale, and, you know, a digital scale, pretty much those things are spot on now. You know, if you get on the digital scale, that's probably going to be more accurate, and yeah, I think at that point she had already know she wasn't going to make weight. That's why she didn't even mess with the digital scale. And I think at that point it was kind of like just going through the motions, in my opinion. You know, you skip the digital scale. She probably knew not on weight. Let's go ahead and, you know, play it up outside and make it look like we're going to go through the effort of stripping down, put the curtain up. Am I on weight? Up? Nope. Off 2 pounds. All right. It's up to you, Mace Chiasson. Want to fight? Nope. Fight's canceled. So I think that's just kind of how it played out. I think Aspen Ladd knew at that point it wasn't going to happen. She wasn't going to make it. So there was really no reason for her to go through that. But my thoughts on Miesha Tate kind of bombing back at her, I'm like, wow, why is she being so harsh here? Like, why is Miesha trying to be harsh on her? You know, whenever she's a fighter in the past that also had trouble making weight a few times, right? She's also somebody had to strip down and try to get it. And now she's trying to make a point that Aspen Ladd was trying to cheat the scale. You know, I think at that point it was like just going through the motions. I think she knew she wasn't. You know, Whether or not she was 138 or 139, what's the difference at this point? So I don't think she was even trying to cheat it at that point. She knew she wasn't going to make it. And when you look at her, I don't even think at that point, she knew she wasn't going to be fit to fight. The way she was trembling and shaking, and the way she looked so sucked in, like her face looked, I won't say skeletal, but it was like drained, so I don't even think it's really something that serious where she has to kind of chime in and say she was being a cheater at this point. I think her missing the weight and her missing the fight opportunity, missing the purse, that's enough punishment for her. It's just on her to find out what weight she needs to be at. And like I said, factor in like when that time of the month comes around and then say, okay, well, maybe this is where I need to be at. Maybe this is not the weight for me. So let's see here. I just want to pull something else up. So hold up. Did she say something else? I'm just trying to see if she had said something else. Yeah, she tried to say she was going to grab onto the curtain to try to, get some of the weight off, to try to cheat it. I didn't think she was really trying that hard at that point. Really, I don't. I mean, it's on her now. She missed weight. I don't think she needs to keep hearing that from other fighters trying to talk trash about her. Daniel Edwards said maybe Miesha Tate has some inside knowledge about Ladd that made her so malicious to her. Possibly, yeah. Cole said, I don't know why Macy didn't just take the fight. It's up to Macy, though. I mean, it's in her ballpark. I mean, I wouldn't. Like, if I didn't want to take it, I wouldn't. I mean, if you haven't fought in a while and you're hungry, you probably would want to take it. But I don't fault her at all. Yo said she was savage when she came here. I don't know, man. Like I said, as somebody that missed weight before, or had to strip down and go through those struggles, I'm not even gonna waste my time on that. And this is the point, y'all. Y'all act like, here's my next point. Y'all defending Miesha now, acting like she's really going at her for the right. Y'all know what this all comes down to. Y'all all know what this comes down to. Y'all know that Miesha Tate is just trying to push for an Aspen Ladd fight. That's all that is. When it comes down to it, it's just the fact that she's looking for a fight. Who has the number 3 spot right now? Aspen Ladd, right? Aspen Ladd has that spot. So once Miesha Tate, if she can get by Ketlin Vieira, who's going to be her next goal? Aspen Ladd, right? So that's what this is. You got to talk up a big fight. She's trying to build this thing up, and she's talking about a potential fight. That's exactly what the words are in this whole, oh, you missed weight, you're a cheater thing. She's just trying to amp up another fight that's going to get her closer to a title shot. Yeah, Savage said fake news. That's all I think it is. I think this is just the fact that she just pushing for this fight. As soon as, like I said, if she can get by Ketlin Vieira, she's going to be trying to gun for this thing next. So that's what that is. Yeah, Samuel. Yeah, like not everybody is the same, right? I didn't think it was, So one thing's not going to work for every fighter. You know what I mean? One thing is not going to work for every fighter. Mark said, should the UFC do the same as ONE FC, no weight cuts, etc.? I think so, man. Like, I think so. Like, should they? I think they should, man. Like, I think people should just kind of fight closer to whatever weight they walk around at and stop doing these horrendous weight cuts when people got to drop 30, 40 pounds. And they need to just, like, have a point where maybe you could just, like, cut maybe 2 or 3. But some of these weight cuts are just vicious, man, on these fighters. Especially, of course, women. You know, it's harder for women to lose that weight. Robot Chicken said Macy was scared Lad was still willing to fight. No, I don't think so. I think that Macy was more so. I think Macy was kind of like, oh, this girl ain't in no shape to fight. I think Aspen Ladd really wasn't in no shape to fight. I think that was going to affect her performance. So if Macy go in there and thrash her, you know, there are going to be a lot of excuses. Yeah, I'm not on that train. Everybody trying to blame Macy Chase off for not take the fight. I mean, like, she made weight. This 5'11" should be featherweight, made the weight. You know what I mean? She got down to 135, 136, right? So Macy Chason did everything right. So I don't like when everybody points fingers at Macy in this thing. It's not her fault. Daniel Rivers said just because people are a certain height doesn't mean they can make it a corresponding weight easily. There are short fighters in heavier weight classes. Gordon said, do you have a prediction for Vieira Tate? Not yet. Yeah, I agree with you, Stammer. That was kind of what I was thinking too. Like, her being undisciplined, yeah, maybe just adds to that factor. But yeah. But I think that the majority of what Miesha Tate is saying here, yeah, it's I think it's her trying to build up a backstory to make a good fight. That's all it is. Like, she just wants to make another fight up in line. So she's talking trash about Aspen Ladd. She knows Aspen Ladd's got a ranking that she wants to get to. And Gary Baldwin, I don't know how Aspen Ladd is number 3, though. You know, weight talk aside, I do not know how she's number 3. But I think that's just what Miesha Tate is gunning for right now. That's what it comes down to. Macy was off by a pound. 136, right? You still go in at 136, so. Ravioli said Miesha just keeping her name in the media. Exactly. That's all it is. Like, it's not really like, oh man, like she really going at her. Like, she's just trying to get something going. So I'm not going to jump on that train of being like, oh man, I'm going to jump in and start firing at this girl. I mean, it ain't my money. I mean, it's her career. I mean, it's Aspen Ladd's career. So it's going to be on her to get her weight right or what. Or she ain't going to be fighting any, right? So it's all on her. Tate, yeah, exactly. Tate just wants that 3 spot. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm glad y'all agree. Brian Williams said Miesha is delusional. She'll have to fight either Holly or GDR, and she won't beat either of them. Yeah, I think that Holly will win that fight. I think Holly Holm can win that fight, and I know GDR can win that fight. Yeah, Miesha Great beats your favorite fighter, and that's a fact. If her name is not GDR, or if her name is GDR, right? Oh boy. Yeah, that's all it comes down to me. I mean, that's all I think it is. Tate knows that. Tate's just talking her way up the rankings. You know, first she beat Marina Renault. Now she's gonna beat Ketlin Vieira. Now she's like, okay, let me get my next fight is probably gonna be Aspen Ladd and forget about Ketlin Vieira. So let's talk this thing up. Let me build up a backstory. You know, let me talk about her weight. You know, that's kind of what it is. I mean, this is entertainment, y'all. That was all I really wanted to touch on about it. Like, I want to give my thoughts on that, but that's my real thoughts on what I think that whole beef is about right now. age. When does age come into play? Like for real? Like Holly Holm being 40. Like what would that have to do with it? Like except for one mistake, she won just about every single round against Miesha Tate the first time. And GDR, like, how is she getting old? Like, tell me what Miesha Tate could do to GDR. Push the fandom aside and tell me what GDR could do. Tell me what Miesha Tate could do to GDR. Tell me how she's aged and she would lose to somebody like Miesha Tate. GDR inactive when Miesha Tate's been out the game for 5 years and all she has right now is a win over Marina, right? While GDR submitted Juliana Pena. I know that was last year, but still. And the girl has power in both hands. How is she going to get past that strike? And how is she going to get past that right hand? Tell me. Right, George. Yeah, that's a test. That's a test right there. He said he don't see Miesha getting past Ketlin Barrett. That's going to be the test right there. If you can't handle that big bantamweight, what are you going to do with this? Well, Holly Holm, we ain't even going to worry about Holly. Holly's at 145 right now. Holly's taking on Norma Dumont at 145. So we don't even know if she'll fight at 135 anymore. So GDR would probably be that one that she would have to fight. And I don't think she would get past her. Gary Baldwin said Pena would beat Tate. I think so. TJ said former champ. Respect. How many times did she defend that belt, TJ? I know where Miesha Tate is at. She's at rank number 9, right? Or rank number 8. I know where GDR is. Yeah, age ain't nothing. I mean, we got to talk about mileage. Yeah, let's talk about fight mileage on a fighter. How much damage have you taken throughout your fight? Right? Like, yeah, weight cuts on your body. Like, what are your organs like? What type of damage have you taken, in training and sparring? How many times do you have scar tissue? How many times has your face been cut? You know what I mean? Like, all of that stuff. That's the stuff I look at. Like, age don't mean nothing. Like, to me, like I said, 30, 33, and 35, that could be consider your prime years. Hell, 40 could be your year where you could be that guru in the octagon. You know what I mean? If you haven't taken too much punishment. Of course, Father Time will come into play somewhere, but that could be that point where you're just your mindset is more so advanced than these other fighters. So it all comes down to where your brain is. Has it been getting bashed in? Are you the type of fighter that takes a lot of punches? That's putting years on you. Age alone, just because you age every year doesn't mean necessarily you're going to be not fit to fight. There you go, Mark. Miesha hasn't defended the belt as much as Andrade. Right, exactly. Right. CJ said Ketlin hasn't looked the same since her knee injury. Yeah, she really hasn't. But we gotta see what she looks like against your girl, Miesha Tate. All right, so last topic here, and I'm gonna talk about this again tomorrow when we get on, cause I'm gonna get out of here in a second. But let me pull this thing up. Dang, that picture never did come up, did it? I was trying to show y'all something. Hang on, where is it? All right, last topic though. It's fight week, right? Fight week. Major fight week. I'm going to get a little bit of talking on it tonight, but I'm going to go in more tomorrow. Mackenzie Dern, Marina Rodriguez. Fight is going down Good strawweight fight, ranked number 5 and number 6, right? So here we are. We can talk about this fight now. This is Marina Rodriguez, her second main event. UFC Fight Night card, October 9th. And hang on here. Where is this daggone thing? Dang, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I don't know if y'all saw this picture. Hold on. All right, so yeah, it's going down, man. Strawweights. This is a major strawweight fight. Could be a potential title eliminator, or it could be a fight where it gets you a title eliminator. You know, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Early on, like, I see where a lot of people are coming from, you know, with how they think Mackenzie Dern. Well, I don't know. A lot of people just picking Mackenzie Dern just to pick Mackenzie Dern. Like, I mean, we got to kind of analyze this thing, man. I know I can understand why some are picking her, but then whenever the majority just says she got it, Marina ain't got anything. I mean, they keep forgetting about Marina Rodriguez's resume. You know, Marina's 14-1 with 2 draws. Mackenzie Dern is 11-1. But Marina Rodriguez fought some tough fights and only lost 1. You know, so Marina Rodriguez has weathered the storm plenty of times. You know, it's not always going to work. It's definitely not going to work, you know, all the time, especially if you get to the top. But Marina Rodriguez has always showed some resilience and ability to come back in fights. You know, Calvillo and the Randall Marcos fight could have went her way. You know, those 2 close draws, but there were some ground moments that just, that's always kind of been her problem. You know, she just got stuck on the ground and she just looked totally lost. But I think this is her moment to shine. You know, I think this is something where she's going to come out the box here, you know, and I think that Marina is going to show up to kind of prove those doubters wrong. You know, I think this is a fight where she knows that this is the biggest, this is going to be the biggest threat of her whole career on the ground so far. You know, even more so than Ebas, Carla Esparza. You know, Marina could get submitted just like that against Dern. So I think she knows she has to be on her game in this fight. You know, Mackenzie Dern, on the other hand, though, she's just as hungry, man. She's just as hungry. And I think she's really been working on working on really becoming a complete fighter. And every day that you've seen, well, every fight you've seen like some progression in her. I've seen a lot of progression in Mackenzie Dern too, so I can see why some people go from 50-50 to 60-40 for Dern. But hey, I see why people go 60-40 or, you know, 55-45 for Rodriguez. You know, that's why the fight needs to happen, because everybody's on the fence about it. Like, nobody knows. Everybody's, you know, clinching. Everybody's like tense about this one. That's the signs of a good fight. That's the signs of a good fight, man. Like, this is not a one-sided fight. This is not a mismatch. Anything can happen in this fight. Anything can happen. That's why it's definitely one of the best fights they can make right now. And I was, y'all know this was one of the ones I wanted. Like, I wanted this fight. I wanted Carla Rose, and I wanted Joanna Weili. But this is the one I'm getting. At least I'm getting one of the fights. And I think a lot is going to be proven in this fight. You know, you're going to see what Marina Rodriguez can do as far as making her improvements where she needs to. And we'll see if Mackenzie Dern has made that connection. If she's made that connection with the striking. She needs that midpoint. Like, she's got a good ground game and she has decent hands, but there's that midpoint where she has to work on the wrestling, right? To get the takedowns that she so needs, right? So you're going to see that connection there here. So I really hope both fighters are really working on their improvements here. And I think it's going to be, I can't say it's going to go to distance, man. Really, really early on, man, because let's talk about this. Let's not forget. This fight is a main event. Look, we also got to factor this in. It's 5 rounds, man. It's 5 rounds. Like, who's going to give out first? You know, who's going to be in danger first? Like, this is Mackenzie Dern's first 5-round fight, right, in the UFC. Yeah, this is Marina Rodriguez, her second. You know, so 5 rounds are going to make a difference here. Big time. You know, I think the 5-round pace is going to be different here. Even though I don't see it going the distance either way, I think this is going to be a fight where they both are going in there with the championship mind frame. You know, they know it's 5 rounds, so it might be a fight where they start off slow. Dern doesn't mind letting a round go here or there. Marina the same. So the pace might be a little slower in the beginning, but eventually when they pick it up, you know, we got to see who has that resilience to keep it going. You know, does Rodriguez have that strength to keep Dern off of her, that takedown defense? You know, so it's really gonna be a tense one, man, when you factor in the 5 rounds, man. So yeah, Sam and Lupio on the card, yeah. Colton said I can see Marina cracking Dern. Dern gets hit a lot. Okay, let me go back up here. Rodriguez went to a draw at Random Marcos. Oh, yeah, I just said that. I mean, you might have missed it. Corn Pop said after Dern had that baby, she's been on another level. Yeah, that's another thing we got to factor in. I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow. Taking things seriously, man. Yeah, for sure. Robot Chicken said he got Dern. I thought I saw Marcus, did you say you have Marina Rodriguez? Somebody said they had Marina. That's the thing about her, man. She's just too easy to take down, man. Like, and when she's down, she just seems like a different fighter. But yeah, this on paper looks like a striker versus grappler, but it could honestly be striker versus grappler / striker. You know, because Dern has really been working on her hands here, man. And that's the thing. Like, what do y'all think, man? She might be bridging that gap, and that's what it's all going to come down to. Like, who has the better plan B? I got a video coming on that tomorrow. Like, who has the better plan B in this situation? You know, Marina Rodriguez or Dern? Like, that's what it's really going to come down to. Because Marina has the better striking. Mackenzie Dern has the better ground game, you know, better jiu-jitsu. But to get either of those things going and be dominant, Marina needs to make sure her takedown defense is on point and her clinch fighting is on point. You know, her tie clinch is on point. You know, she has to make sure she's like Joanna in there with that strength and that takedown defense. And Mackenzie Dern, she's got to make sure her wrestling is on point to get her those takedowns. And she has to make sure her striking defense is on point. You know, she has to make sure that she is not throwing overhand rights with her eyes closed. You cannot go in there head first against Marina because Marina's a counter puncher. So there's those little factors in there that make you ask the question, like, who do you think is going to perfect their plan B and bridge that gap? Because if Mackenzie doesn't, she could get picked apart and stop. If Marina Rodriguez, if she doesn't bridge that gap with a takedown defense, she will get submitted early. She'll get taken down early. You know, she throws a body kick, boom, gets taken down. As soon as Mackenzie gets you down, oh, that's another thing. You know, Mackenzie on the ground, I could just picture her being the stronger fighter already. You know, as soon as she gets on the ground, it's like, it's just so elementary to her. She's just going through the motions of making a pretzel. You know, when she gets you on the ground, like she did Nina Ansaroff, she's just simply twisting you up at that point and making you suffer. So that's her thing, man. Like, Mackenzie Dern is a pretzel maker when she gets you on the ground. You know, she's got you. The minute she gets you on the ground, that's it. So Marina has to make this something. She has to make this something like she's never done before. and that is complete control and make it the striking match that she so wants, that she so can make it. But that plan B, that's something I have to really think about. Like, who's going to have that better plan B when it comes down to it? Yeah, I'm going to do this video tomorrow on it and hit y'all with that. Like, when I really look at, that's going to be a big part of it. Like, that is a big part of it. I mean, the fact that Mackenzie Dern has been perfecting the striking, that's something that they have to look at, her team. You know, Marina Rodriguez, they got to be factoring all of that in, man. Hang on, y'all. Just checking something here. What the heck? What is this crap? Yeah, man. Mark said Dern needs to concentrate on winning this time and not trying to show off her improved striking. Exactly. That's my thing too. Like, you cannot get caught up in like trying to show off you can't strike with Marina Rodriguez. I'm sorry. Like, use it to set up stuff, but use it to set up some, takedowns and clinches, but don't be trying to strike on the outside, because the minute she stays on the outside, it's going to be Marina to go in there and just, go ahead and initiate the attack, get her out of there early. And that's the thing for Marina. She's got to get her out of there early, man. Dern will turn Marina into a balloon animal. Only question is what animal. Cole said, I'm not sold on Mackenzie's hands. Didn't Jandiroba handle her on the feet in their fight? I think so. I thought Jandiroba won that fight, in my opinion. I thought Jandiroba won that fight because Mackenzie chose to stand. They didn't really fight on the ground. And I thought Jandiroba's jab was better. I thought her in and out footwork was better. Dern had some nice power shots in there, but I thought overall it was Jandiroba's fight. It's close, but Jandiroba won. Marina didn't look great against Michelle Waters. Yeah, she didn't look great. Like, to me, in my opinion, she should have stopped her, because she did eat some big body shots too. Oh man, she got hit in the face too. Like, I think the inside of her mouth got cut. That was a tough one, man. But that's the point. Marina is tough though. Should winner of Dern Rodriguez get next title shot? If Joanna don't want to fight the winner, then yeah. But yeah, if Joanna doesn't want to fight the winner of this fight, then yeah, I think they should. But I think the winner of this fight takes Joanna on for a title shot, in my opinion. Yeah, I thought Jandiroba won that fight. That's just me. And I say that her hands are a big part of it, because if she chooses to stand, her hands have to be on point. But the thing is, it's not just the hands, it's the fact that she likes defense. Like, she's really building up a good offense. She's getting smarter with her punch placement and how she throws punches, how she turns them over. But it's Mackenzie Dern's defense, man. Like, she can still get hit. She can still get hit because her head's down, eyes closed at times, and she's winging wild shots. And if she starts off that way, that's what Marina Rodriguez got to look for. You got to look for the one-hitter quitter early. Get that one-hitter quitter off early. When she throws that overhand right, come up with the uppercut or check left hook and start doing damage. Knees up the middle. So, like the approach that she had taken to Nina Ansaroff in the very beginning, I think that Marina Rodriguez has the ability to capitalize off those moments, But yeah, with this fight going 5 rounds, I really don't. Well, this being a 5-round fight, I don't see it going the distance, man. Yeah, Savage. I think Verna took that fight. I thought she landed more. I think it's just the fact they didn't like her fighting off the back foot, though. Gordon at this week's headliner, Holly versus Norman's 5 rounds. And with that, Holly's improved grappling is Dumont's brown belt legitimate threat? I think it is, but at the same time, I don't know if she's gonna really depend on it. I could see it'll come in handy, but Dumont could be wanting to fight in the clinch here and show her strength. Holly's wrestling's gotten better too. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one, man. Like I said, we're gonna break this thing down a little bit more tomorrow. I just want to throw this out here now. Let y'all know it is here, man. This week is here. I've been waiting for this fight. I might call it. Yeah, I might call it. I'll call it. Yeah. We'll call this fight. I'll do the fight companion for it. I'll do it the same way I did for the last few fights, like the women fights. I'll come in on the women fights, and then I'll just come in on the women fights. I'll bounce out, come back in, and we'll do it on Saturday night that way. Yeah, like I did the Valentina UFC 266 card. I did. So yeah, we got Lupita Benitez, we got Sam Hughes on this card. That's gonna be a good fight. That's going to be good. 2 former LFA fighters. We'll see what that strawweight match holds. Then on the main card, we got Sabina Mazo and Maria Agapova. Yeah, I got to definitely break that one down. We got Mackenzie Dern and Marina Rodriguez, man. So for sure. Mr. Lee said he'll join me. Yeah, for sure. Yes. Oh, man, yeah, we actually got to start early. It's going to be a fight afternoon, actually, y'all, because the undercard starts at 1 p.m., just so y'all know. This ain't going to be a night card. Yeah, we're going to be starting at 1 p.m. if y'all want to join me. So 1 p.m. is the undercard, and there's 6-7 fights on there, and then the main card is at 4 p.m. So this is gonna be early, y'all. This ain't a night card. But yeah, let's see, y'all. That's about it for tonight, though. I think we talked about a lot. Talked about Bellator. Yeah, let me get over here. I'm going to go over here to join BJ. BJ from No Filter MMA. He is live now. So, yeah. Let me jump off of here, guys. And hold on here. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to talk more about this Marina and Mackenzie fight. And Maria Agapova and Sabina Mazo. And yeah, I'll probably go over here and join them and join this party over here, guys. So make sure y'all subscribe to BJ with No Filter MMA. And yeah. Hold on. This thing ought to be taking too long to close. Yeah, Mark, I will catch you in the next one tomorrow. I'm about to roll out too. TJ over here talking junk still about his Misha Tate. Savage. Yes, Savage. Oh, boy, the Zang Gang. Okay. All right, y'all. But, yeah, like always, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe and always hit the thumbs up. If you hit the thumbs up, I'll keep on doing these. And let's try to get this channel to 1,000 subs. We about like 2 off. We about like 200 off soon. So, we need to get there. Try to get to 1,000 pretty soon. Get to 1,000. Maybe I'll start coming on camera more if y'all do it that way. I'll just start switching it up. So, anyways, like always, I'm Combo Breaker 99. I am out. Subscribe. Peace.